Hi, viewers. Thank you for dropping by. This is Glory House of Zion. We love and celebrate you. It's a season of festival, season of praise for Glory House of Zion, and we are blessing God for how far He has brought us as a ministry. Today, being the second day of the Festival of Glory, we want to take you through an exciting podcast session, and we trust that this is going to be an exciting session for you. If you have any thoughts, any suggestion, any question, please drop it in the comment section and we'll respond promptly. With me here are our amiable pastors in Glory House of Zion, and we'll love them introduce themselves as we go on. With me here is
All right, good morning, viewers. My name is Isaac Emmanuel Chukwibuka, the Global CEO of Glory House of Zion International Ministries. It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you.
thank you, sir. And by my left is
All right, good morning, viewers. My name is Pastor Chawe Dogara Adamu, the Director, Life Changers Institute.
and the next person.
Good morning, viewers. My name is Anthony Lawandi, the prayer coordinator of Glory House International Ministries.
Then the last man sitting.
Good morning, viewers. Good morning, Glory House. My name is Joshua Yusuf, and by God's grace, I'm the head of protocols, Glory House of Zion International Ministries. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being part of this podcast. Viewers, please stay tuned and enjoy the podcast. So the first question will be directed to our pastor, Pastor Yusuf Joshua, and I would like to ask you, what was your first experience in Glory House and with Apostle directly?
Okay, thank you for that question. My first experience with Apostle Olarotimi Olukola, our Father in the Lord, something I can't forget. I think that was 2019. I was still a student in Kaduna State University, Kafanchan campus, precisely. And I was a member of the FCS. Yes, and that period we invited Apostle for a program. So he honored our invitation, and during his ministration, I was just overly excited. I don't know. I felt it was a spiritual connection or something. And after that program, I got the privilege of meeting him. Yes, and I got invited to his office later on. So meeting him the first time in his office, we had a one-on-one conversation, say, and I learned a lot that day. And it was really an eye-opener. He asked me some question, and one thing I can't forget is that within that period, I had a deja vu. There is a moment where you feel you've lived this moment before, or you've seen this moment somewhere before, maybe in your dream or somewhere precisely. And even to the details of the clothes, I remember I couldn't see the face initially. I knew I saw that clothes, I saw that sitting position, and everything was just like a replay.
Wow.
And it was not natural. Yeah, it was something beyond the natural. Yes, and I can say so because the few people I've met and had that same encounter with have been, should I say, a tangible part of my life after that, our first encounter. And so is Apostle. Many times I feel like I might fall out of alignment, but somehow I just see myself coming back.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Wow, that's really profound. Okay, so I would like the next question to be to Pastor Chawe. Pastor Chawe, you've been one person that has been from very, very long time in Glory House of Zion. So I would like you to tell us how has been your experience in Glory House of Zion and with Apostle.
Okay. Once again, good morning, viewers. I will say it has been a life-transforming event. I first encountered God's servant in the year 2019. He was invited for a program at in Kafanchan actually. So he was a guest, and I happened to also grace that very meeting. It was a prayer meeting. I feel that after my service here, because it was an intercession for me when I came back home, I was actually looking for a place to connect based on the exposure I have had. And so going into that very meeting, seeing him for the first time, the things he said, the prayers he led us through that very time, something was ignited within me. And so the following year, I think 2020, before the pandemic, was when I made the decision to connect to his ministry. I remember the first time I will go visit the interdenominational ministry he was running at that point in time. He always have this culture of excellence around him, and so I was privy to that. And so when I first got to that very meeting, there were key details I noticed from the first person position at the entrance of the meeting, the usher, the setting of the place, the positioning of the whole things, after the quality of the word, and then after service, the reception. I said, no, there is something that this very man has grasped, and I just knew that this has to be it. Over the past few years, has the work been easy? Of course, no. But then you can see his consistency, you can see his dedication. And so for me, that's where I draw my inspiration from.
All right. So I would like to throw that same question to Pastor Tony. That same question, sir. How has been your experience in Glory House and with Apostle?
Okay. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity once again. I would first of all want to start from my first encounter then with Apostle. My first encounter with Apostle happened in the year 2022, February, March. Okay, I was a copper. I was serving in Kaduna, Kafanchan. So before that time, I had prayed and prayed and prayed because I was supposed to serve 2020, but because of the COVID-19 pandemic, that was not um, uh, possible. And so I've prayed throughout that year. I've been praying to God for where I would go to serve, for God to direct me, to guide me on wherever I'm going to serve. Let it be in the will of God. And to my shock, there were some visions I saw before I went for service, which on my reaching to camp, I saw one of the manifestation of that dream. And so when I was posted to Kafanchan, and Kafanchan was not a place I liked, so I tried to work out my transfer from Kafanchan back to Kaduna town. I tried all of the people we came to Kafanchan with them. Their transfer, that's repost, worked, but mine didn't. And so I just said, let me just manage to, is it not just 1 year? And that is it. So the house, I was first posted to, I think is Federal Government Girls at Takao. That was where they posted me, but because of one thing or the other that was not in place, I was now reposted to All Saint, that's where I served. So in that place, in that church where I served, that the school gave me accommodation, and in that house was one of the sisters that was a member of the ministry then. So she gave me an invitation to come to service, and that was it. To be sincere, I was a person that so much loved the Word of God, and so my first time coming into Sky then, and when I entered, I heard Apostle preach the Word of God, and as at that time I have already had encounter with other men of God that stirred up revival within me. People like Apostle Michael Oropo and Arome Osai. those were the people that I was. But when I got into that atmosphere, I felt something, and the way Apostle preached the word was one of the things that, like, I saw my spirit liked it, and I said, wow, this place is a place that really my spirit accepted it. And from there I continued to come, and before you know, I got involved in the workforce. That was where I got direct training with Apostle, where he placed me in one of the departments then. And so that was it. And from there, my relationship with him grew. Throughout, I had many encounters to say. Through many of the programs that we are organized as. One of the programs, I think it was it Voices in the Wilderness? Okay, I think it was one of the programs then that David Dam came to. So that was one of the thing I so much had.
That
an
would be
encounter.
ancient mantles.
Yes, okay.
Ancient mantles.
Okay, yes, it was an ancient mantles. Yes, thank you for that correction. So it was during that season I had another encounter that sincerely it shifted my life, because if not because God directed me to come through this path, I would say I would have missed it. But that was one of the moment I cannot forget. Yes. And to that very moment, I finished serving, I went back. But the truth is, I so much know deep within me, there is a relationship, a calling to say connection between me and that man. And from there, God began to drop instructions personally to me. And that was it. And there are many other um, encounters I would share, but
Thank you very
sincerely,
much, sir.
it have been an amazing journey so far. It has always been from another level to another level with
yeah.
Apostle.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much, sir. So the next person is Pastor Emmanuel, our global CEO, and I would like to ask you, sir, seeing that you are one person that is closely related with Apostle, how did you come to the point where you were convinced that this is the man God has sent to you personally? And how has been your experience?
Okay, it's a very dicey question. All right, thank you very much for that. I was not expecting it. Okay, like you said, first of all, let me just make it clear. Most people don't know that I'm related to Apostle. Most people don't know it, and
Yeah.
it's very, very important to put it that. Yes, because first of all, um, it was a conscious decision from my own end. It was a conscious decision, and I'm saying it because I decided to see him just beyond um, blood related kind of relationship we have. Let me put it this way: when I came back from school, and based on one or two things that happened along the line, 2019 was a very important season of my life. So when I came back, we were cool. I was a very nice person, very nice guy. I relate with everybody. Very, very. I relate with him. Very, as a just normal elder brother. And in our house, we are Christians. We are believers. So we believe everybody had calling. Everybody can see. Everybody can pray. Everybody can preach. And to be sincere, everybody in our house can preach. So it was not like something so special to see your brother preaching. So it was not really something special. To be sincere, yes, I get me. So when I came back, one of the things that happened to me at that point was it was just an encounter I had with him that changed a lot of things, and it was not an encounter of prayer. It was not like it was a prayer thing. It was more of a conscious decision to see me come out of a particular thing. I fell into depression that almost led to suicide. Like, so when I came back, I was still in that journey for over 2 years. I was going through that journey. It got to that where I almost took rat poison because I wanted to die because of it. So it was that moment where he saw me not just, he did not pick me just like a brother. He took the position of priesthood. He just became a priest to me at that particular moment of my life. And then one of the things he did then was he drew me closer, and then created the atmosphere where I could not just see him as a brother, I saw him as a priest over me, just to make sure I go through that season of my life. Are you getting me? And so, like I said, it was a decision for me to see him as first. Let me say this, in our house, it took time for people to begin to call him apostle. Like, it took time. Like, we could literally say, someone can literally say, this is his name. But me, it took me time to say, okay, fine, I've accepted that this man or apostle was called or sent to me into my life. And so, like I said, it was a conscious decision on my own self to choose to differentiate between him being a blood-related brother and then a spiritual covering for me. I get him.
That's important.
And like I said, it was 2019 that brought about that decision. And then since then, it has been a journey. And then I can remember one particular incident that happened where it came to a conclusion. Maybe you may remember, maybe most people remember, there was a particular service we had, and then he was talking about leaving Egypt. He was talking about leaving Egypt to the promised land, where you make a whole decision to follow without having a second plan. And then, in fact, I can remember I lay on the floor. I wasn't supposed to lay on the floor. I was crying until mucus. The mucus in my nose was.
I remember that meeting.
That was a
remember that
turning point.
meeting.
That was a turning point for me. Like, I had to tell myself, oh God, just accept that this man was sent to you. And then I was at the point where I was a pastor in my church. Are you getting me? My father is a pastor. I was serving under a church. So you see, at that point in time, I was trying to be nice at this end. I was trying to be nice at this end. But you cannot just deny the fact that God has sent you to this particular person. So it was not just because it was God had just had to tell me, oh God, just allow this thing just walk to flow in. And so I made that decision, and I told myself, I've seen him beyond another brother, to be sincere. Yes, except to look close, you can just see our relationship as, and him too, he made it very difficult for me to see him as another brother. Yes, he made it very difficult for me. He told me one day, say, I am your priest. Like he used to tell us, if you see me as a pastor, I'll be your pastor. If you see me as a prophet, I'll be your prophet. And so I saw him as a prophet, and since then it has been a journey it has been a wonderful journey.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you very much. Making conscious decision really matters. That leads me to my next question. How would you know that truly God is sending a man to you? Like when you encounter a man, just like Pastor Tony mentioned, that he entered the church and he heard the word and he was convinced. Pastor Joshua had a different encounter. All of us had different encounters. But the question now is, how would you truly know that this man is sent to you? Pastor Chawi, please, I'd like to hear from you.
Very much for that very question. For me, I will say it depends on where you are at that point in time as a believer. The truth